If you're anything like me, for the first time ever, you suddenly realise that the amount of equipment on the outside of your house that needs a good Wi-Fi connection, like security cameras and robot lawnmowers, is only going up. And my problem, like many around the country, is that my Wi-Fi router, or router if you're an American, is tucked behind a chair somewhere in there. So my Wi-Fi connection out here is pretty poor, especially as you move away from the house. So as that list of equipment, I think, is only ever going to go up, I need to bite the bullet and solve that problem. So today I'm installing an outdoor access point, or repeater type thing. Just a few years ago, nothing you owned outside of your property was connected to your Wi-Fi. But just a few years later, we've now got all kinds of things like doorbell cameras, security cameras, smart lights, robot mowers, and this list is only ever going to get bigger. So as well as having really good Wi-Fi inside of my property, it's now important I've got really good Wi-Fi actually in the garden and around my property as well. So that's why I'm fixing this today, to try to improve that. And before I go any further, I have to say I'm not being sponsored by anyone. I bought this off of Amazon. If it doesn't work, I will tell you. So the first thing to do is to show you what sort of Wi-Fi I've got. And I've just done a Wi-Fi speed test here, and it says download 65.6, which isn't bad, megabits per second, that you can work with. Upload 18.6. Now, I don't know if I'm getting this wrong, but when I'm talking about things like security cameras, they're not downloading anything, they're only uploading. So I'm working off of that 18.6, which might work reasonably well here because my Wi-Fi router is just in the room behind me. But as we go further away, that becomes more of a challenge. Now I only have to walk 10 meters to this fence here, and I've just done another speed test. Download is 12, upload is only 2. So that's starting to get a little bit thin to upload videos from security cameras. But I've got a whole load more to go. So let's do another 10 meters. 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. So I'd say at this distance it's intermittent at best. I did manage just to do a test, and usually the upload is higher than the download. It's 7 megabits per second. So, and this is what I found in this sort of area. It's a little bit hit and miss. And here I'm right at the very far corner of my paddock here. I must be 50, 60 meters away, and there's no way I can do a test. There's no way it's reading any Wi-Fi. It's just too far. But I'm standing right next to where the robot lawnmower mows regularly, and it would be good still to be able to control it when it's in this area. So at the moment I've got nothing. So this is the thing I'm going to install that's hopefully going to help me get better signal around the garden. It's the WavLink AC1200 wireless outdoor access point, and I've just bought it off of Amazon for £130. Is this the best one to have? I don't know. It seems to get some good reviews and it seems to work, but I'm sure other companies make something similar. We will find out today how this one performs. So these antennae just basically screw on, and then you've got these clips if you want to. I don't know if these are really needed, and these just make the whole thing quite chunky actually. The whole thing ends up, it's quite a sort of big beast. I don't know if I'm going to use that, and I don't know if they're really needed, and these antennae need to be at a certain angle from each other. If I can get away with it, I'd rather just use this. 2 of these antennas are for 2.4 gigahertz and 2 are for 5 gigahertz. Now there seems to be this thing whether you're allowed to emit 5 gigahertz signals outdoors in the UK yourself. I'm not going to get into that legal stuff today. If you want to go down that rabbit hole, go and have a look at this video from Aidan where he explains the law and all the ins and outs, and you can go and comment there. I'm not going to get involved in this. All I'm going to say to you is if you do, that's your risk rather than mine. I'm going to take that risk for 2 reasons. Because first of all, the 5 gigahertz on here is only really going to be beamed a few meters, 30, 40 meters from this point. And there's nothing here. There's no police stations or airfields or anyone that's really going to get upset. And secondly, if someone does get upset, I'm sure before they lock me up and throw away their key, they'll give me a bit of a warning, and within 30 seconds I can turn this off. But if you do it and get into trouble, that's your risk, not mine. Right, so this is what we're using. It works either as a repeater, so it picks up the Wi-Fi signal and then repeats it, or you can actually plug it in and hardwire it into your router so it works as an access point. So let's take this indoors and see if we can configure it. So before I do any installation, I'm just going to wire this up and configure it and prove to myself that it actually works. I'd rather find out that I've got a problem now rather than after a few hours of running cables and sticking it up on the wall and what have you. Now this is powered and it gets its information over a Cat6 cable, but it's called Power over Ethernet, that's PoE. So it just has to have one cable going to it, which you stick in to the hole that says PoE. Now that Power over Ethernet comes about by a little box, and it's a little box that combines the data going in and a DC input. So I've got an adapter here that I put the DC in, and this is my internet cable. That's the other end of this is plugged into my router. So all I do is pop that in, and then it's got an on button at the top, which I just press on. And if I do that, all the lights come on and it says you should leave that now for about 30 seconds just to sort itself out. So with that on, I can now open my laptop and find it as if that is producing a signal, as if it's a Wi-Fi signal. So if I go into my Wi-Fi, I'm now getting a signal from Wavlink-N82A1. So that's the one I want to click on. And now I'm logging in to whatever this is throwing out, which means I can configure this. And then if I type in www.waplogin.link, suddenly up comes a box where I can actually control this and I can actually configure this. And it's pretty straightforward. So the first thing I do is put the password in, which is admin. That gets me into the controls where I put in the region, then the time zone, and then put my own admin password in, just making sure that I don't forget it in the future. Now at this point, if you want to go down the road of a repeater, that little button at the top right that says switch mode, that's what you need to press if you want it as a repeater. But I'm not using it that way at the moment. So all I need to do is put a password in to get into this. So this will essentially look like another Wi-Fi network called WAV something, using the password I'm going to put in now. I've decided to wire this in so it becomes an access point rather than a repeater, because long term that must give me the most reliable Wi-Fi with the fastest speed, although it does mean that I have to wire it in to my existing router, which is one side of the living room, whereas the cable has to go out the other side. So I've got this problem that we all have at some point when we own a property, and that is, how do you get a cable from one side of the room to the other? Now I've got a solid floor with underfloor heating, so I can't go down, and I don't really want to start breaking out plasterboard. So what I've done is I've bought a Cat6 cable that's a flat cable. It's about 4 or 5 millimeters wide and only a millimeter or 1.5 millimeters deep. So what I'm thinking is that this is so thin, I should be able to force it into that gap between the skirting board and the carpet deep enough so you can't see it. So I can actually get a cable from one side of the room to the other without having it on show. I've lost count how many cables I've hidden over the years under floorboards, in the loft, or even behind skirting boards, just so I can get them from one place in the room to the other without them being on show. But these new Cat6 flat cables allow me to do it in a way that I've never done before. My plan here is working really well, and the cable is so small that even if I had to cross a doorway, I think I could fit it and hide it inside a door threshold strip, just to get it from one side to the other. I now have to make a route from inside to out for the PoE cable going up to the access point equipment that I'm going to fix high up on my outside wall of my house. So I'm going to use the same technique that I used years ago for my outdoor sockets, where I first drill a hole from outside to in at an upward angle just to make sure any water doesn't travel inside. I then line this hole with a plastic 20mm conduit that I silicone in, leaving about 10 or 12mm or half an inch sticking out either side. I use an external electrical connection box with a 22mm hole cut in the back that fits nicely over the conduit. Before I screw it in place, I give the back of the box a liberal coating of silicone and all the way around that conduit that will ensure no water ever finds its way in. On the inside, I do the same between the conduit and the plasterboard, and then just fit a surface mounted box over the conduit. With all the less dangerous work now finished, I break out my ladder to fix the access point bracket high up on my outside wall. The access point comes with its own bracket, which you fix to a wall or a downpipe and then clip the equipment to it. While I'm up here, I also drill the top hole for my cable fixings and then use an old school automatic calibrating plumb bob so I can get my cable clips all in one vertical line. I can now finally get the AP clipped up in place up on the wall with the external grade Cat6 cable plugged in and trailing. The fixings I'm using here are P-type fixings that go all the way around the cable to hold it tight in place, and then using stainless steel screws into raw plugs that aren't actually from raw plug just to hold it in place. If you're doing something like this with a cable outside, avoid using those standard cable clips with a little nail in. You really need something to grip the cable all the way around, and the nail just won't give you a good permanent fixing into brick or render. And with that, my distinctly alien looking access point is in place. The rest of the cable I feed through the bottom of the connection box and through the conduit into the house. This PoE cable I needed to be 6 meters long, but unfortunately they only sell 5 or 10 meters. So I had to get the 10 meters and now I've got 4 meters of slack. Anyway, that's easier to deal with than making my own cable, I think. The grommet that goes around the cable fits tightly into the bottom, and then I just pop in a final fixing so I've got a nice loop on the underside to ensure that the water drips off and doesn't enter the box. Finally, I give the grommet and inside the conduit around the cable a good dose of silicone, which will seal all around the cable and put on the waterproof cover. This all gets hidden behind my Star Jasmine, still going strong in one of the wooden planters I made back in video 7, over 5 years ago. On the inside, I pull through the cable and screw a cover onto the box just to tidy everything up. Then I can arrange the PoE switch and plug it all in together. And hide it behind this little table that sits in the corner. There you go, everything is installed and working, and I've just done a speed test here and I've just got just over 70 megabits per second download and just over 18 upload, but then I would do because I'm right next to it. So let's go right to the other end of the garden and see if I've solved my problem. So I've come to the furthest point in my garden again. I've just paced it, 70 meters, a bit further than I thought. I'm just doing a speed test here and the numbers are in. Download is just over 73 megabits per second and upload is just over 18. So the same numbers are standing underneath the aerial, which is unbelievable because we're 70 meters away, which allows me now to do things like this, which is a bit bizarre and a complete waste of time. But anyway, I think it's funny. I hope you enjoyed this video and you know now how to solve your own outdoor Wi-Fi problem. I will see you next time.